Alright, hello everybody. In today's video we're going to be going over how to do a tire rotation. You want to be performing tire rotations on your car's tires simply because they increase the life of your tires. If you weren't to do tire rotations, then your tires would wear faster, and that would lead to more trips to the mechanic and more money spent that you don't need to have spent. So in order to perform this job, you're going to need a couple tools. You're going to need a floor jack. You're going to need a couple jack stands, these little things here. You're going to need a torque wrench and a breaker bar. And lastly, you'll need some wheel lug nut sockets. Make sure they're try to make sure they're impact sockets and not just chrome sockets, because those chrome sockets could easily break when you're taking off and putting on the wheel lug nuts on your car. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to want to do is grab your floor jack. You want to make sure that your floor jack and your jack stands are able to support the weight of the car. This specific car is under 3 tons, and these jack stands and the jack stands and the floor jack itself are rated for 3 tons, so they are able to support this car. And what you want to do is you want to search up the lifting points for the specific vehicle that you're working on. Every car has different lifting points, and this one is just under here. And then you want to begin jacking the car. Now you want to get the car up to where the tire is just off the ground, or sorry, just before it's off the ground. And then what you want to do after that is grab your breaker bar and find the appropriate size lug nut for your lug nuts on your car. And then one by one, you want to begin breaking the lug nuts and starting to unturn them off the vehicle. Keep in mind, you want to do this in a star pattern. So that way it creates even load on the wheel lug nuts themselves. Once you crack them loose, then you want to continue jacking the car up until the wheel comes fully off the ground. You want to keep going until you can find a safe and appropriate area to put your jack stand. This will prevent the car from coming down and crushing the wheel well once we remove the wheel. So then after this, you're free to fully take off the wheel lug nuts. And because they're already broken, you don't have to worry so much about the star pattern. Once they get loose enough, you're able to just unthread them by hand. And you want to store these just on the side. Make sure you don't lose them. And then at this point, you're free to remove the wheel. Also place this on the side, ensuring you don't lose it. And then, after that's done, once again, just double check the position of your jack stand to make sure that when you release the car down, as such right here, that it comes down safely. Okay, so then you want to begin by moving the floor jack back to the wheel well on the same side of the vehicle. So on this one, it's the right rear wheel. And once again, you want to start by putting the jack under the lifting point of the vehicle. Go. And then same thing, you want to start by lifting the vehicle until it's just off the just before it's off the ground. This one's not too high just because we already have the front side lifted up. And same thing, you want to loosen them in a star pattern, create even wear. And then continue jacking up until the wheel well is fully off the ground. And then inserting your jack stand into a safe location. Then you're free to remove the lug nuts the rest of the way by hand. storing them in a safe location. And then you can remove the wheel. Okay, and then so after both wheels are off the wheel hubs, you want to take the tires from where they are right now and just switch them to the opposite wheel well. So I'm gonna bring this tire over there, and I'm gonna bring that tire over to this one. Okay, so then after that's done, you wanna begin by putting the wheel on the wheel well. And then you want to begin by hand threading the lug nuts back onto the wheel. Okay, so once they're hand threaded on there, you want to raise the floor jack until you can safely remove the jack stand. And once again, you want to lower it until just when the wheel begins to touch the ground. Sorry about that. This jack stand's a little difficult to work with. Okay. Then you want to grab your torque wrench and set it to the specified torque for the wheel lug nuts of the vehicle that you're working on. For this specific vehicle, it's 104. Okay, so the torque wrench is set for 104 foot-pounds. Then I'm actually going to use this opportunity to show you guys what I mean by the star pattern. So when I tighten these, you're going to want to do it like I was speaking about earlier in the star pattern. And basically what that is you want to start with this one, and then tighten 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 this one. Basically, you just want to go on a star. And what this does is it creates an even load when you're loosening and tightening the wheel lug nuts, and that allows the actual lug nut itself to not break when you're tightening it down. So then you just remove the socket off the Johnson bar, put it on the torque wrench. And then yeah, tighten in that start pattern. Then you want to just go over and double check, make sure all the bolts are tightened down. Okay, so this one's good. So then after that, you just want to lower the jack completely. And then you're set to move on to the last wheel, to the next wheel, sorry. Okay, so then you want to begin, you want to move the floor jack over to the other side of the car, to the other wheel well, and then just begin the same procedure that we completed on the other wheel. Move this over. Put the actual wheel on. Same thing, just hand tighten these lug nuts until they're snug against the wheel hub. Okay, and then you want to lower this until the wheel's just touching the ground, or sorry, you want to raise it until you can get the jack stand out safely. Got to raise this one a little bit higher. Then you want to lower it to when the wheel's just touching the ground. Some of them do go quite fast, so just be careful. And then same thing, you want to tighten until you reach the specified torque in a start pad. Now I can't over exaggerate how important it is to tighten these to their actual specification. If they're not tightened to specification and they're either too tight or they're too loose, the wheel has the possibility to come off and actually like remove itself while you're driving. And obviously nobody wants that. You'd be putting yourself at risk, and that's not something that we want to do. So once they're all on there, tighten the specification. Make sure you double check again, and then you're free to completely lower the jack stand or floor jack. And then you're done. After that's finished, you want to continue on with the other side of the vehicle. You want to make sure you do that exact same procedure for that side. And then yeah, after that your actual your tires will last longer, and you'll have to spend less money at the mechanic shop buying new tires and paying for tire rotations, all that fun stuff. Thanks everyone. Bye now.